Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Season 1, Episode 7, Like a Fairy Tale. Thank you so much, Louise, for sponsoring. Let's go. It's like having a piece of her old mentor back. Are there really not that many elves left in this world? Exactly. Hmm. It's dangerous to be out alone then. That is her being more casual and familiar. I want to know more about that. Are they just very isolated and like living in their own communities, or? Thank you, I've been wondering. That would be especially lonely. It's both really tragic and really fascinating. We're on to the day of it? Like, on track, day by day? It's good to celebrate the good things. I think half of the reason their trip took so long is because they kept waiting to pose for statues. He always has to ruin it with something. It's really sweet. But in a way, seeing them in statue form would just remind her how alone she is. You disagree blindly. To see the people that... yeah. To see the people that matter. Oh dear, did the town fall to demons? Yeah, not good. Okay, so it hasn't fallen to them. Probably because you cause people to tremble in fear. That tends to be something that wild beasts do. We are not waiting 2 to 3 years. 28 years ago when Himmel died? Was it linked? I mean, the demons do look humanoid. Could they be reasoned with? Or is Frieren right? To lull them into a false sense of security? Okay, I mean, yeah, if demon... That is a child. If demons could just agree to not kill humans, we could probably live in peace with them. But that seems to be the issue here. Is it a boy? Is it the man we saw? Sorry, singing it. How long did they stay in this village? It just seems like this little demon child doesn't comprehend things the same way the rest of us do. Like, they have their own way of understanding things. Like, it's not evil, it just doesn't understand. So it seemed the issue was just a lack of understanding and comprehension. Do they? If they could be made to see and understand? So they fake it? It's something about the way that demon was like, well, you know, you all wanted to kill me and it made me sad. I wanted to live in peace. So I thought, it's because I killed their daughter, so I'll fetch him a new daughter. But in order to do that, this child needs to not have a parent, so I'll just kill him. Like, there's a kind of weird, cold logic. It doesn't make any sense, but there is a logic to it that feels like the demons do have a logical system. It's just very, very different. Can it be reasoned with? They meet before. Were they killed by demons? Human trap against demons because I don't trust them? If you're gonna strike him down, just do it. See, if we hadn't just seen the demons sitting among themselves being like, lol, we only let the language to deceive them, I'd believe in this. Like, it's reasonable that both sides have lost, and if demons do have families and do care, but it's all a deceit. But in a way, it's that hope. Maybe this could be different. Maybe this could save future lives. That's why you have to entertain the idea. Mm-hmm. So they are definitely deceiving, but I don't blame the humans for wanting to believe them. And it's not just because they're manipulating and they're good at it, but because the dream of peace where future sons and daughters won't die is so much better. It's one of, oh my god, is he gonna be actually like against this plan to be secretive and work with us? No. I was thinking maybe one of the demons will like be like, because it would be interesting to have someone who was proving Frieren wrong in something that she's so steadfastly believing, but it does not seem to be so. It is interesting that the demons truly are just completely on a different plane, no ability to negotiate, to realize what they're doing is wrong, to see a better path for themselves as well. Wow, that was quite the cliffhanger. I can believe she's stronger than Aura the Guillotine as well, not because I know anything about Aura the Guillotine. So the question of demons was posed really interestingly because it just seems as though they operate in a... my brain is not articulating very well today, I'm very sorry about that. That they operate in a whole other way to us. They think differently, their thought patterns are differently, their morality system, every single thing, like they don't really intersect anywhere. They are just two completely opposing things that they can't understand why we think the way we do, and we can't think why they understand why they think the way they do. Because the way the child demon was like, well, you know, you keep wanting to kill me, I want to live in peace, so I got a daughter for you, surely you'll be happy now. Like, they seem surprised when the response to that was, you're a monster, we have to kill you. Which makes me feel like there potentially is a future in which we could talk to demons, explain to demons, but they seem so fixated on murdering all humans and eating them or whatever that is the problem. Whereas if they could be content to not kill humanoid creatures, it would potentially be a world where we could live in peace. But they just have such a different society, such a different concept of what it is to live and to think, and I don't think that's ever actually going to happen. But I thought it could have been interesting if one of them had wanted to do things differently, to kind of have Frieren, who's got such a like she's been alive for so long, she's so knowledgeable and confident in her knowledge, to have that tested, to have something be like, maybe she's wrong, maybe there is a grey area where she thought it was black and white. But that does not seem to be the case with these demons. The town is definitely vulnerable, but I also don't fault the mayor or the lord or whatever for this, because I think he did genuinely just invite them here to kill them to avenge his son, but then he was able to manipulate him with his empathy. But finding a way to stop this war that's been raging for 28 years, yeah, that would be good. How many lives have been lost in 28 years? How much misery has this town been endured for 28 years? And how much loss and misery have the demons endured? Even if they don't comprehend in the same way we do, it must be frustrating to be stuck in this one place always fighting, and you must vaguely like that demon over there, and oh fuck, a human just killed him, that's a shame. Or do they simply have no attachments to each other? But then in that, like, they just kind of obey their leader. It's a very interesting question, and I'm intrigued to learn more about them. I liked the beginning of the episode as well, kind of seeing another town that they noticed, and the idea that part of why Himmel wanted to leave such a noticeable mark behind with the statues and everything was because he wanted to make sure that their memory remained, but not just for the world in general, which is kind of, you could see that as being an ego and arrogant thing. I want to be remembered so that I matter, rather than just thinking, well, I saved lives, that mattered. But it was partly so that Frieren would not be alone, so that she would not view them as fairy tales, in the same way that at the beginning they were talking about Flamma, her old master, being a fairy tale. That they are real and there is concrete proof that they existed and they mattered and she was with them, which I think is actually a really sweet idea. And there've been a lot of very interesting looks into what it means to be that long lived. We finally got a bit of information on why we haven't seen many other elves, and that is that elves don't really feel the need to couple up and have kids. And so naturally, the result of that will be they'll slowly decline, which is very sad. You kind of feel like, as a community, the elves would like get together and be like, look, I know none of us are too fussed about this, but if there is anyone here you vaguely fancy, do you want to go and try and make something to try and, get that population kicking up again? But the idea of going so long without seeing anyone of your own kind, and when we know that she is the longest living species here, like dwarves do live longer than humans, but they don't live that long. It's kind of no wonder she didn't really bother getting to know anybody along the way, or maybe even intentionally tried to keep a wall up to stop herself from caring about her companions, because inevitably they will die and she will still have an eternity left to live. I think what we are seeing in this show is, as much as she did put a wall up and didn't want to care about them, she did care about them. So it's just interesting to watch her as she explores this, and for us to explore this concept. And it's also a fantastic show to watch when I'm just getting into D&D for the first time, finally. So yeah, I love the show. Thank you so much, Louise, for sponsoring. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.